How's it going, everybody? GQQ Games here, and today we're going to be going through an in-depth look of my computer screen layout and how everything's going to look when I start going into making my actual video game, Power Incarnate, which is going to be his name, after I finish up my classes. Now, keep in mind that this layout is not permanent and will more than likely change depending on what I'm doing for the game development process and the things that I'm working on. This layout is just a general overview, just if I want to do everything. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right to it. The first thing we're going to do is going to be my display 2, which is going to be on my right side here. And on this side, we have the Unity game engine and Microsoft Visual Studio. This monitor over here is going to be dedicated to the actual game development process. As you can see, I have a project loaded up for my class right here. We're learning how to use the nav mesh system, so that's what this is currently. This display is going to be used for writing code, compiling everything, testing different things in Unity, making the actual game, and putting it all together. You'll have Unity over on this side where I can easily access it, and I'm able to type code over in Visual Studio. Move on over to my next monitor, which is my actual laptop monitor. It's going to be the one in the middle. This is just the basic command and control center. Nothing much really goes on here as far as apps or asset creation. However, this is where accessing such as YouTube, Tinkercad, if I need to export some of my 3D model planes into Blender in order to rework them, give them more detail. I can also access my Google Drive for things such as planning and other things. As well on this side as well, you see that I have my Discord set up here, and I am in the game development group with Raja, who is the guy who made the class that I'm currently taking, and my massive amounts of other Discord servers in here. So this is going to be the command and control center. Here, as you can see, I have my Google Chrome opened up with my other apps, and I have Discord over on this side. Over on my left side, the Unity and Microsoft Visual Studio are over on my right. This is now on my left side. I have my actual asset creation apps open. Now, this is not the only 2 apps that I will be using. However, these are the 2 primary ones I will be using for actual asset creation and music. The first one that I'm showing you here is Blender. And Blender is an excellent program for creating 3D models and characters, and something that I'll be devoting more time into learning as I go on. I have some experience when it comes to modeling 3D aircraft, however, interiors are something that I have to practice and work on. So this program will definitely be the way to do it. Now, this program over here is Cakewalk by BandLab. This is what's known as a DAW, or a digital audio workstation. This is where I'm going to be creating the music and some of the sounds for my game. As far as sound mixing for things like sound effects, Audacity or another program will be what I use primarily. However, this will be mainly for the soundtrack. As you see, I already have a recording here. However, it is a copyrighted song, so I will not play it. And I already have a few songs over here that I can just pop in here at whatever time. Currently, I have Cakewalk set to the guitar track setting, which allows me to pick out different guitar amps and settings for different sounds and play them however I want to. Now, this setup, like I said, is subject to change, and this setup is mainly what I use. If I just want to do it all. As you may have noticed from my last video, when I had my 2 smaller monitors, this is not as cluttered as my other monitor system was. The reason why is because I realized I don't need to be using everything that I had on that list. And now that I have bigger monitors, my Dell monitors, I don't need to have so much stuff cramped in there. Now, just to show you guys the different workstations I have. Right now, I'm going to set up my workstation for when I'm just doing my class. So on my first monitor here, my middle monitor, I'm going to pull up Udemy, which has my C# scripting. I'm going to close out both Blender and Cakewalk over on my other screen. And then on this screen, I'm actually going to open up another tab in Chrome, make it go full screen, and then pull up YouTube. That way I can listen to some music as I work. And I can also pull up into things such as Tinkercad for my rough airplane designs. And overall, it just makes things a lot more easier to use. So once again, this is the actual monitor setup that I'm going to be using. As you can see, for the learner for my class, Unity and Visual Studio stay the same. It's just my Chrome changes and I don't have Blender or Cakewalk up. So this is it. This is just a more in-depth look at my monitor setup and how it works. Jakigo Games out. Y'all have a great day.